This short is about people who refuse to openly claim any authority, but covertly claim a lot of authority. These are the type of people who kind of cover their trail because they say, "Oh, I don't want people to think I have all the answers. I don't want people to think that I say I know everything." They don't want people to basically like they want basically the benefits of having authority without the responsibility. So they'll say stuff like, "Oh, we don't want to be like ruling over people, like telling them what to believe, what not to believe, or like we want to keep an open mind, right? But this is what I think." And obviously, like that's not all the time that people are being double-minded, double-handed, and fork-tongued when they speak like that. But it is something to be aware of that just because someone claims they don't want authority or they don't have authority, it doesn't mean that that's not exactly what they want. Or and even if they don't do it consciously, it's something that has to be brought to light. Like I'll tell you 100% that everything I say I think is true, and if I disagree with someone, I do think they're wrong, and I think that I'm right. And in that sense, I do have authority because I'm claiming to speak for God, because that is what every person who's born again should be able to do. And I'm not going to hide behind the idea that, like, oh, like, this is my belief, this is my interpretation. Like, no, like, I actually think this is what God says. And so the thing is basically like, we gotta watch out for people who have it both ways, where all of a sudden they have a massive audience, right? Or they're very arrogant, and like this boomer who I saw last night on the Mike Edwards podcast, who like he doesn't say he's some great one, right? But then he acts like he's a great one because he's probably like the smartest guy in his town in Arkansas, right? And it's deceptive, it's duplicitous, it's dishonest, and we've got to realize that we've got to check everything with God. And that's kind of what I'm starting to realize now is like a lot of ministries that I'm very fond of, they really dropped the ball on the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And that's another thing that was talked about last night on Mike Edwards' podcast, with these Torah teachers, is they were sort of downplaying looking into the Charlie Kirk assassination as if the Bible doesn't say to expose the works of darkness, as if being deceived isn't a sin that needs to be taken care of. And I just think that the more people seek truth, they're not going to lose love if they keep their love in the first place. All right. See ya.